Echo here again. Welcome back to my FTB Monster Beginner's Guide. I'm starting in the Nether again, like I did on a previous episode. I've just been back to this blaze spawner that we found before, and I've done a couple of things. One is I made a book, and this is a book that goes back to my base, and I brought a blank book with me, which I've used here so I can get to my base and back. And what I've done is I have brought with me a load of stone brick, and I've sorted this place out. One, the real dark when it's nether brick, and two, because I wanted to show you this important thing about spawners. Now spawners, they can spawn 3 above, so 1, 2 and the block, 3, 1 below, so the floor there, and they go 4 in each direction, but it's based off this northwest corner. So 1, 2, 3 and the wall before that way, yeah, because it's based on that corner. So if you want to make sure you contain all the mobs that can spawn, your north side and your west side needs to be 1 further out. So here we've got, because it's that corner, we've got 1, 2, 3 and then inside the wall. And they're same 1, 2, 3 inside the wall. So normally what I do is, if you want to get max spawns out of a vanilla spawner, this should be the way to do it. So you need to go, make sure you go on the outside and just make sure the floor level is all covered on the outside as well. So I've done that, and this means all the blazes that are going to spawn from this spawner are going to spawn in this room because they can't spawn anywhere else. This is the only place they can spawn, so you won't get any outside. The ones that are outside are going to slow spawns down inside, so it spawns pretty quick. Now I've slowed spawn down a little bit by putting a torch here. Now I don't know how much torches work in the Nether. They seem to slow down spawns, but they certainly don't stop them. They do seem to slow them down a bit. I don't know if that's just me, the way it feels like to me though. But they certainly seem to slow them down a bit. Now you can also see, on my left hand side, I have got a fire resistance on. That's something else that people forget to use a lot in modded Minecraft, is vanilla potions. So if we head back to my base now, I've got plenty of blaze rods. I wanted blaze rods for one of the first things I want to make before we go anywhere else. And yeah, what a lot of people kind of neglect are vanilla potions. And I made myself 3, I've used 2 of them, look. I made myself 3 potions of fire resistance, and you can see there I've left it up there to show you. I can show you off here anyway. Brewing stand is really cheap. A brewing stand is that ain't working. Okay, there we go. Brewing stand is a 3 cobble. This is geostrata cobble. Ignore that. That's just any kind of or dictionary cobble, and 1 blaze rod. So if your first blaze rod goes towards that, and then what you want to do is a redstone will make this 8 minutes instead of 3. A magma cream will turn an awkward potion into a 3-minute fire resist. And an awkward potion, if we put 3 bottles here with water and a nether water, make awkward potions. So you can make 3 at a time. You put 3 water bottles in there, 1 nether water, make you awkward. Then 1 magma cream, which is blaze powder and a slime ball. So you can get them off magma cubes, or you can make them. We'll get you to the 3-minute one, and then a redstone in there will make it to the longer ones, into the 8 minutes. So it's really quite cheap, to be honest, and very, very much worth doing, because it makes a lot of difference when you're trying to survive, especially early on in somewhere where there's blazes that chuck loads of fire at you. So I made one of them, which was good. The reason why I made one of them is because I wanted more blaze rods. So I'm going to wait until the sun goes down. There we go. As soon as it touches the horizon, you can sleep. And I'm going to go and get on with what we're going to do today. So I'm going to move on pretty quick. Oh, so there's a book, by the way. So I've just got a book there to the blaze spawner. I made a little water source up here so I could fill the potion bottles. Have I done anything else up here? I have not. I need to check my level on here. Is 25. Jesus, that's very low. Let's quickly put a little bit in there. So that's 25 because I've been using the furnace, the lava crystal in my furnace, of course. So now I'm going to fall down here, and if any time I hit the side, it's going to be now when I've got no health in it. Let's make... Oh, safe, cool. So a couple of other things. What I did while I was in the Nether, I did find some bloodwood, so I made one of these bloodwood bow. That's using sticks and these flame strings you get off the spiders in the Nether. These sticks are from bloodwood planks, which are from bloodwood. And apparently, someone told me on a stream before that they're the best bow you can make. I also use that bucket of ender instead of the column there. I thought, because that's my magic-y place, I'm going to do that with buckets of ender. Now all that ender stuff I found in that Mistcraft age, I'm not going to use it for building because you might not get lucky and get ender lakes in your Mistcraft ages, so I'm not going to do anything that you can't do, if you know what I mean. So although I've got a Mistcraft age that's got ender lakes, I'm not going to use that stuff for making stuff. But if you do get luck, I mean, it depends, it's looking at if you make a random Mistcraft age and you do get ender liquid and it's useful, then you should use it, but I'm not going to, because I'm about making things better for you. Making things easy for you to get. So if I start using stuff that you haven't got, then it's going to be kind of defeating the object of this series, I think. So let's put that back in there. Right then. So we've got a safe place spawner. Now I didn't actually put that on the list, but here's today's list. What I want to get on with is a couple of things. I just want to mention the hang glider and the sleeping bag. These are from Open Blocks. Oh, speaking of that first, I'm on version 1.0.7. The version updated to 1.0.6 and Open Blocks was broken with the gravestones. If you died, it left your gravestone didn't appear, so you lost all your stuff. So they pushed 1.0.7, which has got that updated. A couple of other cool updates which I can't remember off the top of my head, but I am on version 1.0.7, just so you know. So glider and sleeping bag, I haven't actually got the materials to make these at the minute, but a glider is a really cheap way of making flight. There is an issue with it that I've found, is the glider wing, it's the same recipe as another thing, so you might have to spawn it in. If you look at what leather goes into, that's the easiest way of doing it, I think. Yeah, it's going to be shaped crafting, of course. So we'll go through a few of these. There we go, look, that's from Open Peripherals, duck antenna. And if you see, it's 2 sticks and 6 leather. And then the next page there is your glider wings, which is exactly the same recipe. So because they come first, they seem to be making them first. So when I've tried to make this glider, it's maybe them instead. So I've made them, then deleted them, and then gone in creative and spawned 2 of them in, just so I ain't cheated anything in. So that's what I did in my normal monster series. I've not actually made one of these yet because I've not quite got enough leather for it. And the other thing is a sleeping bag, which is really useful. And I've not actually got enough wool for that either. Or have I? No, I've not. So I'm going to have to wait for that as well. But a sleeping bag is really cool. Sleeping bag is made like so. 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of leather, and 4 bits of wool, and then 4 bits of wool carpet. Now you make a wool carpet simply by putting 2 bits of wool together to get you 3. So you need 4, 6, 8, because you need 4 of these, so you need 8 bits of wool. You can make a sleeping bag, and what that does is you can sleep anywhere. So if it was night time, I was away from my bed, and I didn't want mobs spawning around me, I could just use my sleeping bag. It would swap my sleeping bag for my chest plate, and I would sleep on the floor, and then get back up, and it's daytime again. Very useful to have. I'm going to be making one very soon. Now, a couple of other things to mention well before we get any further. One is, whenever I update, this thing resets itself to R, and it also always makes a mess of the inventory, so I always just change that. So I thought I'd show you how to change that if you need to. And another thing is, in the controls, we've got a nice little thing from Whaler. There. Oh, that's why it didn't work. It reset itself. Oh no, it didn't. We've got Whaler, show usage and show recipe. Now, if in an AI, show usage is U, and show recipe is R. So what I've done, I've changed. This is also from a comment from a subscriber, so thank you very much whoever told me about this. Nice little tip. I've changed them to the same buttons. So if I want to look at something in an AI, a recipe for a bed, I type in bed, look at it, or now I can just press the same button I'd press, R. And apparently there's no recipe for a bed. So I ain't got everything. There we go, there's a recipe for a crafting station there. We can make 6 at a time. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Anyway. Right then. So what we're going to get on with. I put a couple of things in there for episode 7. Episode 7 and onwards. But these are some things that I want to be making in the future. So we haven't actually got an episode for these yet. And you know, my list here, I've been putting things by episode per page. So I've mentioned the glider and the sleeping bag. These are some of the things we're going to get on with. We're going to get on with farms to automate our getting of resources there. Animal farms, same for the animal stuff. Mob farms, same for the mob stuff. We're going to get some nether larvae, should I say. But I'm not going to use that a great deal, but I want to show you how to get it. What I'm actually going to use is blood magic larvae. But because blood magic's an optional in this pack, I feel like I should show you how to get nether larvae as well. RF power, thermal expansion, we're looking at using lava for that first, and then at some point we'll be making a big reactor. Rotary 5 times ore, we've got the 3 times ore set up going nicely. At some point we want to upgrade to a 5 times ore. Before that I want to get farm sorted, so we can use the reeds from the farm to power that, but we'll be going to 5 times ore at some point, because we might as well, because it's available. And then we're going to need a silk touch pick once we've got emeralds to go along with our decent pick. And I'm going to want to think on an auto dictionary for changing things to other things. And what I mean by that is what an auto dictionary can do. It's from Mariculture, Josh's mod, which is very cool. And if you look in here, for example, I've got 2 different types of copper. We've got rotary craft copper, industrial craft copper. What an automatic dictionary does is you can put it in this, and you can put the one that you want, it'll change them all to that one. There is another way we can do that as well. We could do that using jabber barrels as well, because they automatically unify stuff. This is my little setup here. I've moved it around a little bit, as I said I would. I've taken the dynamometers out because I showed you what that was about, so they don't need to be in there now. So I've put them to one side so we can use them in future builds, so I can show you how we're changing the power about and stuff. So it's a little bit smaller now. There's 2 blocks missing. That I just had the power readings, and as I said, I've made a second steam engine, and I'm just putting power into this coil. So this coil's just gradually getting more and more power, so 154 megajoules in it now. Nice and slow, just off that steam engine, but I thought I'd do that. So we've got that coil to use, and as I said before, I can break that and it stores its power, you don't lose it. So I could then go and put that next to something and power it for a short while, and the longer this goes the better. Now, a couple of things I want ender pearls for, and one of them, I've got this by the way as well. I found this berry bush down under the ground. These give you XP when they grow. I'm going to be automating this as well at some point. This room I'm going to try and keep all for rotary craft. I'm going to build a separate thermal expansion building, but that's going to go in the thermal expansion building. Even though that's from Tinker's Constructs, the way we'll be automating it is with thermal expansion. So we'll be getting to that once it grows, and once we make the item that we need to automatically pull berries off that, which is free XP, so they're worth collecting, certainly. So a couple of things I want to do is, one, I want my stuff to be working when I'm away, so I want to make a chunk loader. Now it's down at the bottom of the thing, but I want to make a chunk loader, and I want to make an ender chest, an ender pouch, and these 3 things use ender pearls. So I've been mining around under my base here looking for mimicrate, and I found 13. Unfortunately, I've got no looting on my pick yet, so I only got 13. If I had looting on this, which we'll be doing today hopefully, then I'd have got more of these. Currently in the nether, these are mimicrate blocks, which I think is an ID mess up on Feed the Beast part. I think there's something wrong with the config. The mimicrate blocks, I ain't mind any of the mimicrate blocks, but they're not meant to be there, certainly. The blocks shouldn't be spawned, it should just be these single ones. But Fortune does work on them. What we can do with these is we can get many more ender pearls than what we had, so I can actually use these, because I was down to my last one. So I'm going to make some ender pearls really quick using this mimicrate. Now this mimicrate's got about 300 recipes, so you can make all kind of stuff with it. But early game, it's certainly good to use for making more ender pearls when endermen are a little bit tough to fight, you know. So what I've done is, what I'm going to do, is grab as many of them as I can. So that's going to get us, loads of ender pearls. There we go. So now I can make a couple of things with these. The first thing, we're going to want 3 of these, and we're going to want a diamond, no, 2 diamonds, and we're going to want 4 blaze rods and 4 blaze powder. Now I've got 4 blaze powder by putting an ender rod in this grinder, just grinding it. That's how we got that. And then I want we've got 3 obsidian left. That's okay. Oh no, I need more obsidian. Damn it. I thought I had much more than that. My bad. I'm going to have to cut and go get some more obsidian. We need a chest. We need 3 leather. And we need 2 bits of wool. Now to just make this easier, I'm going to make these bits of wool white. I've got a couple of bits of wool in here somewhere, yeah. And I'm just going to make them white, just to make it a bit more straightforward. So I'm going to put a bone through there as well. Now I'm putting a bone through there because you get more than if you do it in your inventory. So look, I get 6. If I'd done that in my inventory, I'd have got less. So it's worth putting through machines when you get them. Look, I got 3, so I doubled up the bone meal. Not a massive deal, but everything's a little bit tight when you first start, so it's useful. And I can't actually change that into... Oops. I thought I could change that back to white whenever I wanted to. Oh well, looks like I'm going to make them grey then. So I shall be back in a sec when I go get a little bit more obsidian. Okay then, so I'm back, and I just got jumped by 3 creepers here. I heard a spider. There's little poison spiders in the jungle biome now, it seems. I'm not sure if it's vanilla already by something else, but little poison spiders will blind you. I could hear one. I didn't want it to affect me while I was filming, so went and killed it, and 3 creepers jumped me and blew all my wall off my cows and shit like that. So I had to sort that out. Right, so I went underground. I got a couple more bits of obsidian down from the bottom of there where I was getting it from before. So what I can make now first is a second enchantment table. Now this one we're not actually going to use for enchanting though. We're going to make it into a chunk loader. What a chunk loader does is, if you look at this, you can see that if I go to loaded chunks, you see that that's the chunks that I am loading, because I'm logged in. These chunks are what I'm loading. So as long as I'm logged in, all these chunks are loaded here. If I moved over there, then these chunks will be loaded, yeah? So all these other chunks around here are not loaded. So if I had some automated machinery here, while I was here, it wouldn't be working. That makes sense? So what I can do is, with an ender pearl and a bit of gold, I can run over here, grab some ender pearl, grab some gold I mean. If I put 5 bits of gold, like so, and ender pearl, around an enchantment table, I get this thing called a chunk loader from Chicken Chunks, and what I can do is I can place that. I'll have it here for now, and set that to 3. If we look on there now, you'll see that this area, so my tower, my little farm area, my smeltery area, and this little factory area, these dark ones are loaded by that chunk loader. So if I was to go over there, now I don't normally do this, but I'm just gonna. Have I got any? Yes. If I go like that and press T, no, I'm not on off. I'm not on off. I thought I was up on here. Oh, I haven't got cheats on. Maybe. Never mind. If I could teleport away, I could have showed you that would have stayed loaded. But just trust me, that stays loaded. So now when I go to the Nether, this stays loaded. So if I was doing automated processing, I don't have to hang around close to the thing now. Wherever I go, it will be there. This is Opus, by the way. Very cool mod. Very cool mod indeed. So that's what I wanted to do with some of them. Now, the other thing I want to make is, this is really useful to keep your shit together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 of them. That's going to get us what's called an ender chest. Now, normally you'd use white wool, and the first one you make will be triple white. Because I'm using grey wool, it's going to be triple grey. So you see along the top there, triple grey. Now, what you also want to do is very similar, but slightly different. We want to go like that and get a bit of leather that I forgot and put back into the chest. And that chest will be 1, 2, 3. Gets us an ender pouch. Now, these two are actually joined together because of the same colour. So if we put this down, we can. I like to normally have it near my bed, but yeah, they all do. Put it there. So if you see, if I open this ender pouch, open the chest as well, you see. So because that's triple grey on the top, and this is triple grey on the front, you see it, little grey things, light grey. And it even tells me when I look at it, look, light grey. Whaler's telling me there. That's linked to that. So now what I can do, I can store stuff in there. And if I was to die and lose all my stuff, I'd lose that ender pouch, so that'd be gone. But when I come back to my base, all the stuff that was in the ender pouch would be in the ender chest, so I don't lose as much. So it's a really useful thing to carry around. I carry all my stuff in one of them usually. If you're on a server, you're going to want different colours, and see these little things here, you can actually target them. You can change the colours by clicking on these with a die. So I could make these triple white, and I'll do that just for the sake of showing you. So where'd that bone meal go? 3 bone meal. And I'm also going to do something else. I'm going to use my only bit silly this, using my only diamond. I may need it for something else, but let's sleep so we don't get attacked by any mobs. And off we get. So with bone meal I can change this to a triple white, oops, white. So you can have any combination of the 16 colours. Generally on servers, each person picks 2 first colours, so they've got up to 16 chests. I suppose you could have everyone picking just one, but if you've got more than 16 people on your server, picking 2 colours, that gives you like a 32, no, more than it, because 16 front, 16 times 16, I don't know how that works. So that's what you can do. And now, if we get our ender pouch, if I shift right click on there, see the ender pouch has changed colour. So the ender pouch is still linked to that now. If I'd have put stuff in there, which I had, damn it, I put my bag in there. Now my bag's still trapped in the triple grey one, so I need to get my bag back. Because let's make some grey back in a sec. So I had to cut camera then because I knew I had no ink sacks left, because I'd used the ones that I had on the Mistcraft books. Light grey you make by 1 ink sack and 2 bone meal, so 1 black and 2 white. It'll get you light grey. So my stuff isn't lost, but I can't access it because it's in the light grey chest. So as long as I don't have access to the light grey, I can't get my stuff back. So 1, 2, 3, and now there's my backpack. Thanks. So now look, this chest, this bag's not linked. This bag's still linked to triple white. So if I put that in there now, it's not in there. I want 1 more bone meal. Damn it. That's I'll just do it quicker than grinding it. I'll just get 3 because it doesn't really matter. So now if I put this to, so that's in the triple white ender pouch, yeah? If I put this to triple white, 1, 2, 3, look in the chest, you see it's there, cool. And what you can also do is to make this secure to yourself is if you put a diamond on the front, on the latch there. Now if you open this, you see this got my name there. So this is my own little private network. Other people can still come into your chest and stuff like that, but they if they put a chest down, colour it the same, and place a diamond on it, then it'll be linked to them. So generally, triple whites are quite easy for 2 people to link to a quarry. So 1 person might have it linked to a trash can, 1 person might have it linked to a quarry. So if you're linked to the wrong colour, you might end up pumping all your stuff straight into a trash can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift right click with my pouch there, and now there we go, that can go in there. Actually, I'm going to take all the stuff out of there and throw them into the top layer of that, because this is the stuff that I use a lot. And now what I've got is this there we go, this backpack I can use for overflow. So if a bag gets full, this bag gets full, I've got a backpack there I can use for overflow. So there is our next little bit done. So we've made ender chest, ender pouch, we made a chunk loader. Now arcane levitate was something I was going to make, but I'm going to cross that off because I was going to use things called elevator blocks from open blocks, and the recent change made it so they cost XP. But the Feed the Beast guys have changed the config so it no longer costs XP. So I'm going to use elevators again. So let's get rid of that. So the next thing I want is a Twilight Forest portal, magic map, and to look for a hollow hill. So this is where we're going to go to upgrade our tools. Now what we need for this is I need 1 piece of glowstone, and I'm going to need 8 bits of paper. And then I'm going to need, I'm going to need a diamond. Just used my last diamond, didn't I? I know there is some down there. I've been saving them until I get fortune, but I'm going to have to go grab one. There's some just over here. I've been saving them as well till I get fortune. I'll cover them once I've got fortune on my pick, because we'll get a lot more of them. So I've been seeing a lot of them, but I haven't been mining any of them. So some more there, look. And look, there's some diamonds down here. I'm saving till we get fortune. So got a diamond. I'll meet you back up top. Okay then, I am back with my diamond, and I just realised I want to tell you a couple of other things. I've just been messing about for a bit. I made these guys. This is a slab furnace from Tinker's Construct. This is a nether furnace from Natura. Now, Natura and Tinker's constructed by the same modder, so they're very like each other. This is a little small furnace. I've tried running this with a lava sigil in, and it crashed, so that's why I'm not using it at the minute. I just want to test that in a single player before I damage my weld here. In another single player test world, I mean. This is single player. So I'm going to test the lava sigil in them before I actually use them, but that's cool, isn't it? Little half-stars furnace, and I'm not sure what the nether one does special, but I'm going to check out that at some point. Now, there's a couple of other things I've not mentioned that I've just realised. One of them is I put glass in here. This is chiseled glass panes. This is it's called the Japanese pattern, and I've got some more buckets of ender for there and there. I think that does look a bit better with buckets of ender in. I've also just made that little bridge across there, because getting to my farms was a pain in the ass running around here or going through the water. So just made a nice little basic little bridge thing here. I might do something with later on, but there we go. And what I've done is I've made a little Twilight. I've not actually made it yet, but I've set up the Twilight portal because it's pretty straightforward to set up. I actually want to put a gate across there. Now, the problem you can have with these guys is if a creeper if you basically chunk load it like mine is now, then a creeper could come along. It could go through your portal, and then when you go through and load into the Twilight Forest on the other side, a creeper portal can blow you up and blow your portal up and get you stranded there. So it's a bit of an issue. So what it's best to do is, I found, is to fence the guy off, which is why I built it under there. I've done a similar thing with the nether portal there. So my nether portal on both sides of it, there's just a little gap and a gate, so not too much can spawn. So things can't go through that, and I'll put a gate there as well. So quickly, really quickly, let's jump through that. Let's have and see how long the video is up to now. It is 25 minutes before I started this section. So I'll just load into the nether here. You see, I've done a similar thing here. So mobs could spawn in here, but I might change them to half slabs actually. It's them 3 blocks. But we come back through. So how we make our Twilight Forest portal is, what you need is a 2x2 water source. So I've put 2 buckets of water in there to make that eternal water source. You need to have any kind of flowers on the outside. Now I've gone with like a red and yellow pattern here, but it doesn't need to be a pattern at all. What we do is we throw a diamond in there, and it hasn't worked. It has worked, it just took its time. So there you go, throw a diamond in there. You can use that lightning. Some things can get you wither stars. Gravity gun. I think we've got a gravity gun in this. We don't have gravity gun in it, so ignore that. Some people do use that to get gravity guns or nether stars, or is it portal guns? I don't know. Anyway, let's jump in here. This can take a long time to load in sometimes, so we'll see how long it takes. I'll pause, back in a sec. Okay, then I loaded in. It didn't take too long actually. Now, good practice as always. Put in yourself a thing there, portal, and then we are in the Twilight Forest, so we'll call it Twilight. And there we go. I've got a thing there back to my spawn, well, my portal back to the overworld. Now, what we can see here on the map straight away is this thing here is a labyrinth entrance. So this Twilight Forest is full of all kind of funky stuff. What we're after is a large hollow hill because they're full of resources. So a couple of things I'm looking for. One of them, I can't actually see. No, I thought I might be able to see from there. One of them, first thing we're after is a raven, which is a black bird that only spawns in the Twilight Forest. And it drops a special kind of feather, raven's feather. And we've got a nice fire resistance crystal there. Nice. I'm going to be collecting them when I've got Silk Touch, by the way. Good place for flowers and stuff here as well. If you're playing a pack of Ars Magica, there's a lot of the Ars Magica flowers here. What's all this stuff? Cinnamon here. So this is an enormous place. It takes a while to load in when you first come in because the trees are so big and stuff. I think one guy, I've asked this before, and I think someone's answered me on a stream. I think one guy makes this mod on his own. That there is a Hydra maze, not a Hydra, the other one. The worm thing, like the computer game worm you used to get. Naga, that's the guy. That's a Naga maze. See, that's a glacier over there. See that? There's a. Can't really see it now. Some more of that mimicry stuff over there. A lot of red stuff. What's that red stuff? I'll check that later. So yeah, what I'm looking for is a raven. If you keep your ears open, you often hear ravens when you get close to them. They've got a very noticeable squawk. And the other way to find them is you'll get columns of obsidian with a lapis block on the top. I'm interested what a node is. Let's have a quick look what that node is with my thermometer. So the way you get, once you've looked at all different blocks and stuff, the way you want to keep getting nodes is by looking at aura nodes, and they'll give you. So look, I've got 4 research points for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different aspects there. So that's how you keep gathering aspects once you've looked at everything. Once you've looked at everything once, you can't look at it again. So that's got me some arbor from canopy tree wood, but canopy tree wood won't ever get me aspects again. So you need to keep your eyes peeled for aura nodes, because they're a good source. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mulch around until I find what I'm looking for, because it could take quite a long time. It's interesting, isn't it? That's one of the things we're looking for. So let's try and safely get them guys and hope they don't fall. Are you going to fall and do me head in? Yeah. Let me climb down and get them, and I'll be back in a sec. So I climbed down, grabbed that. They're called torchberries. We need torchberries. What we're making here is it's a combination of torchberries, a bit of glowstone dust, which is why I brought that, and this raven's feather that we're looking for. Gets to the magic map focus, and what we do is we surround that with paper. That gets us a blank magic map, and then we can start seeing what features are in this. So the blank magic map's going to show us this. It's going to show us the labyrinth as well, and it's going to show us all kind of other stuff as we uncover the map. What we're looking for is a thing called a large hollow hill. Now I've come back on here straight away before I found a raven, because see that stuff there? That's called rutilor. That's very important for mariculture. So playing this mod pack, if you see some of that stuff, you want to grab it if you want to get into mariculture. Mariculture's got some really awesome stuff, some really awesome mods, some really awesome enchants I meant then. The fishing's fun as well, so I want to get into the fishing of that. It's one of the things I've been trying to get into for a while, but I just don't seem to get time to get into it. I've done a little bit on my main monster series. That biome there is a glacier biome, and it's got these new, it's like a multicoloured citadel thing that's kind of freaky. Right, I'm going to cut again. These things, by the way, sometimes have a chest down the bottom of them. I'm going to cut again, and I will be back when I have found us a raven. Okay, I have eventually found myself a little raven here, look. And I heard him squawk. I actually relogged. I got real laggy, and I relogged. And I don't know if it was because of them maybe bad chunks there, but I relogged. I heard this guy squawking at me. Did you hear the squawk then? Very distinctive. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? There, look. Come down. Let me chop the tree down to get you. These Tinker's Constructs hatchets, by the way, cut leaves down very fast, which is why I like them a lot. Ah, no feather. Naughty bad guy. What I can do though also is, because when you're travelling around out in the Twilight Forest, a couple of other things I should mention really. One of there's loads of these wild deer, and if you get a few of them, you're gonna quickly end up with quite a bit of leather, quite a bit of venison, which is nice. I'm going to chuck a load of this in here, just out the way a sec. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make myself a hand glider to go a bit quicker. So I want a lot of leather, and I want some wood. So let's make this into sticks. I'll take a load back with me. But this is that recipe that I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, look. So that's the same recipe. That's the recipe for a hand glider wing. But unfortunately it gives us them. So, glider. So look, there's a hand glider. It takes 2 wings and a stick. And then each glider wing is exactly what I've just made here. But it's just not having it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 of them anyway. Oops. And then I'm going to go into cheat mode. I'm going to bin them 2. I'm going to get myself 2 of them. And bin that. There we go. And then come back up cheat mode. How was that? And now with 2 glider wings, I can put them together with a stick in between. And that, oops, that will get me a hang glider. And now I can move a little bit quicker. So what you do is if you right click it, it'll equip it onto you. You see it's in my hand there, and now if I right click it, it's not in my hand because it's on my back. Check that out. Yeah, so now all I'll do is you press space, keep space pressed. You'll move definitely quicker than not having it on, you know. Ooh, I fell on a hole. I have travelled quite far and wide here. If you look what I've uncovered the map, I've gone on a big journey right around there. Now another couple of other things. One is, see I've got a group called Twilight node. I found a 65 Ignis, 65 Terra for Foundcraft, and I found 125 Terra. So if I find any nice nodes, I generally give them a spot. I give them a waypoint. So then I've got my normal Twilight. That's where my portal is there. Look, and then I've got Twilight node. And any nice nodes I find, ones that I might want to come back and grab, then I will grab them. See, there's a node here. This one's a fading node. You can see by the way it's flashing. So you see this? If I look at that, see that normal fading. Fading means it's dying. It's really there's bright and fading and pale, and this pale means it's dying. One of them means it regens real slow. One of them means it's not going to regen at all. I think that's fading, so I think that's not going to regen at all. Anyway, I need to keep looking again then for another raven. As soon as that guy was tight, I've not found any little obsidian towers. I'm going to start heading back towards my portal now and hopefully find one on the way back. But I'm gonna have to run around here again because I'm gonna have to uncover the new map we make as well. So it's an actual in-game map I'm going to be making. So I'm going to want to uncover that once I've got it. So I'm going to cut now because the video is getting a bit long, and I'll be back once I've got a raven feather. I just wanted to show you a raven. Back in a bit. So here we go. Here's the pillars I was on about. Obsidian pillar with a lapis block on the top. I'm probably going to cut this down because I might as well. So I'm going to chop all this down. It's going to take me a while, but I might as well get some obsidian while I'm here with my really slow pick and get that lapis block. And check that out. I don't know if this is right. That seems to be a bit broken. That's one of the labyrinth things, but the hill of it's just really high in the air. So if I ever want to quarry some dirt, and I know that's going to be solid dirt all the way down. Anyway, right, what we've got now then is I found an obsidian. I found a Thaumcraft sinister totem, so I destroyed it. And what that does, if you destroy the nodes, any node you destroy, you get some of these ethereal essences. And there, I've got this stuff in it called aurum, which you can only get out of them. See, I've already had some ethereal essence, and I've already checked it with the thermometer. And that's got that little pink suns thing there. That's the only thing you can get that from. And speaking of that, I found a taint wisp thing, a taint tentacle in a tainted area. Now that gets me this stuff called, the stuff on the right there called vitium. That's the taint aspect. And what you do if you keep that in your inventory long enough, it will actually decay. I don't know if these taint tendrils do actually, but you get little taint globs. And if you keep them in the inventory, they decay and they make you sick for a little bit, and then they disappear. So there we go. There we go. Dissolving taint tendrils infects you with taint. So as you saw though, I've picked that up and I put it in my bag. And putting it in your bag stops it from damaging you. So if you do pick any of that up, stick it into your bag real quick, and then you can take it home with you and use it for whatever you want. So I want one of them, glowstone, and my torchberries that I found. That makes me a magic map focus. And then we surround that with paper. That gets us this blank magic map. Awesome. And now, if we check that out, it's going to take a little bit of time. The world around me is going to load in, and that there is a large hill. So I'm actually right near one. But you see, it's hard to actually explain. Right, if I'm facing that way, the little white dot above me, that's a small hollow hill. To the right of that is a lich castle. To the north of that is a maze, and that's the green thing. There's 2 mazes actually, north and northwest. Right near me here, there's a labyrinth. That's that thing. That's a square thing next to me. There's also one southwest and one southeast of me. To the left, to the west, should I say, there's 2 gas towers. So you can just see that gas tower in the distance there. See it? That's part of a gas tower. There's another one to the northwest a bit, and then past that there's a medium hill, and then down here there is And you know what I forgot? I made a couple of more Mistcraft books. I forgot to get them. But down here we've got all the seeds everywhere. That's why your inventory gets so full of stuff. Partly because of that. Ooh, lag. That was weird. So am I going the right way still? Or did I just lag out totally and turn around? I kind of turned around a bit. I want to be going that way. So as you see, you move a lot quicker with this hang glider thing. It's really worth having. Ooh, don't want to fall on a hole. So if I come over here, what we should find is a big massive hill. Let's make sure I'm going the right direction again. Is this it here? No, I don't want to go in straight piling into here because these are extremely dangerous. Especially this stage of the game. Now I've got no food. Can I eat that cinnamon? No. Yeah, I'm also out of food, which isn't good. So what I'll do, I'm going to take all this back. I'm going to cook some food up. We found a large hill. We can check it on the map there. There we go. I'm at the large hill now. You can see there's another large hill to the west there. So there's two real close. And as you can see, the map, a bit more of the map's loading in now. And to the east of me, there's also a nagger. That's a little face there that you can see. So is that where we came in? Yeah. So I loaded in over here somewhere, didn't I? Let's look at my Twilight. There we go. So there's a portal east of me. So I'm due west. And I'll put in large hill. So I know where I am. Group Twilight. There we go. So I'm going to go sort myself out, come back with a Mistcraft book so I can actually get in and out of this safely. And a bed. It's useful to have a bed here, because if I died here, I'd spawn randomly somewhere, and I could spawn randomly anywhere. It seems to be roughly near where you're coming, but it's quite wide, so it'll take a while to get back to your stuff. If it's up a big hill, you can might take too long. And we should have gravestones in, but I'm not sure if they're working or not. But I want a bed here, and I want a Mistcraft book here. So I'll cut and get that sorted, and I'll meet you back here with a bit more stuff sorted. Okay then, the video is over 40 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to start the next episode by clearing some of this large hill out. Now, I've got a method that I use for this. First of all, like I said, I bring a bed. Always bring a bed. It's always twilight in the Twilight Forest, so you can always sleep. So I brought a bed with me. And, oh shit, that's not good. Wasn't ideal. I wonder if that's because I've put slabs around it. Probably. That's probably because I put slabs around my bed. So I've got a bed there with slabs. Let's see if that happens again. And then get out the bed. Yeah, it's fine now. Okay, I've always put a chest down because you end up with loads of stuff that you maybe don't have space for. And I've made these guys. Now, these are backpacks from forestry. And I've made three. I've made one called a Miners, one called a Diggers, and one called a Builders. Now, what the Miners and the Diggers will do, and they've got a little thing you can set to them, look. So if you shift right click, it'll go, that's supplying, that's normal, that's locked, and that's picking stuff up. So if I've got that, see it's got 4 stacks of stuff in it. Some of the stuff that I've just manned to just clear this bit out. I've got some redstone, I've got some coal, some copper and some iron, and it's automatically put it in there. So rather than put it in your inventory, it puts it in there. So the Miners one picks up ores and gems and stuff, and then your Diggers one will pick up cobble and stuff like that. So that's been picking up cobble, dirt and flint, as you can see. And then I've got this one set slightly different. I've got this one set to supply, resupply. See if you look at it, receiving. That one's set to resupply. And what I've got in there is I've made a load of slabs. Now slabs, of course, things don't spawn on them. So the way I go in one of these places is I put slabs all over the floor. So then I come in a little bit high, so if I come up, you can see there's all mobs and stuff down there. It's probably too dark, but there's all kind of mobs and stuff down there that I don't want to go down there and play with just yet. I'm mainly here for this stuff, lapis, and the spawners and stuff, as you can see. It's all very scary. So I'm mainly here for lapis. So what I'll do is I want to just get a load of lapis. And what I need is, now I'm actually in 2 minds about having my main pickers as luck. I lost some then. I would also like to have a coin of fortune already, but I ain't got one yet. So I don't want to take too many risks because a skeleton could knock me off and stuff like that. But really, what I'm going for here, got all the danger down there. That's one of the firebug spawners. So if you check this out, look, I've got 64 cobble there. If I place a few down, like so, you You see, look, the stack's staying at 64 because my backpack's resupplying it. My backpack's, as long as there's some in the backpack, it'll keep supplying it to 64. So I can work my way across this hollow hill in relative safety up in the rafters up here, getting all the lapis that I need to make my pick and my sword into luck and fortune. Into looting and fortune. And then I think I'm actually going to make a second pick and have a second pick as a silk touch. And normally my silk touch one's not as good as my luck one, my fortune one, but I think I'm going to do both in this playthrough because a lot of the rotary craft stuff, its benefits if you're getting this stuff in block form. Now see, look, all my inventory staying nice and tidy because of these 3 bags, so that's working very nicely. So I'm going to wrap up there. The bags, just to show you the recipes really quick, nice and straightforward. The miners, they're all the same apart from these 2 bits. So they've all got wool, string, chest. The miners has iron, the builders has clay, and the diggers has smooth stone. So that's how I made them. So that's all good. I got my shears out and I sheared a load of sheep that was in the field there as I came across. Loads of sheep scattered around. So I grabbed a load of wool off them so I can make some elevators next episode as well. And the only other thing I want to do is, I've got my linking book back to my base. I've got my unlinked one. I want to put this somewhere where I can get to it nice and easy. So I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to put my one back to my base there, and I'm going to stand here. Actually, I want to stand on a full block just in case it's a bit weird. I want to stand on a full block there. Link that one, so that one is linked to here, and I'm going to jump back to my base. So there we go. And just so you know, linking books, you can rename them in here. So if I want to name that something else, Twilight Forest, I'm going to call that Big Hill. Big Hill, and then just take it out. And that's called Big Hill now, and I can put that on there next to the one that I renamed earlier as Blaze Spawner, and I can get back to the Big Hill. Nice and quick. Come in, sleep in case I die. You don't have to stay in the bed long, just get in the bed, back out of the bed, and then I can go look for more lapis. And what we need is 50 blocks of lapis for each tool. So you can't have lapis, you can't have luck and silk touch on, which is why I said about having 2 separate ones. There we go. So I've got 14 blocks, so I'm about a third-ish of the way into my first one. So I'm going to pretty much leave everything, just going to work across here and get a lot of lapis between episodes. And next time I'll start in here, and we'll get on some other stuff. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was entertaining, I hope it was slightly educational at least. And I've got 30 levels again. So what you may have noticed, I did make myself a Family chest plate. I'm going to make myself, with some Family I've got left over here, some Family leggings. Like so, because I've got 30 levels, I'm quickly going to enchant them in there. Protection 4 and breaking 3, so I'm not being very lucky with getting repair. They're nearly dead, so protection 4 and breaking 3, they're protection 4, thorns 2, that's just protection 4. I will be scrubbing these enchants off at some point with a thing called auto disenchanter, but not just yet. And I will also at some point very soon be making found crafting fusion and making some boots of the traveller, so that's what that's there for. So thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.